Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It's time for Friday Night Lights with my friends Willie Walls and the great Swame Odell Blocker. Guys, man, I didn't have DK Metcalf last night. If you guys played the showdown, if you didn't have him as your captain, you're not my millionaire friend right now. Swame, did you have him as your captain?
Had him as the captain, yes.
How did you even come up with that as your captain?
Okay, so the way I look at it, I tell Walls is I look at the slate, I say, who's the underdog? And I try to come up with a game theory. I said, for this game to be competitive, who has to be involved? What does that game look like for this game to be competitive? And so obviously it's like, all right, DK has to be involved. He has to have a big game for this to even be close. So I started with that. And then I said, even if that doesn't necessarily, I wasn't expecting it to go, 3 touchdowns. But I was expecting it to be a game where DK got 10 or 12 targets.
Wow, he did great. All right, Willie, let's kick off this week. I'm not going to go game by game. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but this week doesn't feel like a game by game week. This feels like there's a few great plays, and then we can talk about it by position. So let's go to the quarterback position, guys. Jalen Hurts, CJ Stroud, Tua. Do we like Hurts as a pay up here, Willie? And as long as we're on Hurts, let's talk about this game. This is one of the 2 money games of the week. Philadelphia against San Francisco. There's Hurts, there's Purdy, there's A.J. Brown, there's Ayuk, there's Debo, there's Devonta Smith. I can go on and on. Do you like this game? Will you pay up for Hurts? If you won't, do you like Purdy? Talk to me.
I like Purdy a lot. I think to me, this time I'm fading Debo. This is an Ayuk game. The defense that Philly, they give up 28.2 points to outside receivers when the top's in the league. This is an Ayuk game. I like Kittle's in this game. I think Kittle's a great play. And this is also A.J. Brown game because the type of coverages that San Francisco use, they use quarter coverages. This is where A.J. Brown could come and eat. So I do like this game. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to pay up for McCaffrey. I know McCaffrey's a great play. I get it. But I'm going to go value, the value backs, the $6,000 backs and this $4,600 back. That's where I'm going to be at. But I think this is a game that, just like I said last week, in that Buffalo game, you got quarterbacks that you could trust, and with Allen. So I'm gonna pay up because I think we got some value here that way you could pay up, and I do like this game because these teams, I think these teams could score. So I don't think I'm going to Hurts. I think I like Purdy better. I like that's the range, but I like. I think Howell is interesting and things of that nature, but I do like this game a lot.
Willie, let me ask you a follow-up here. You said you like George Kittle. Last week, Dalton Kincaid was 5 catches for 38 yards at halftime. After halftime, he did not have 1 target, 1 catch, nothing. Kevin Byard was brought in to be better against tight ends. Does that make you want to stay away from Kittle at all? Or are you still like the Purdy, Kittle?
Yeah, the thing I like about Kittle is, remember, what's the name? Schemes. He's one of the best schemers in the game. Shanahan is a schemer. So he will scheme Kittle open. He will scheme that. But also, if I'm not paying up for Kittle, I'm praying for Brevin Jordan, for Houston. So I'm going to be playing it 2 ways. I'm just not going to do it that way. So I'm not, but to me, like I said, I do like this game. And I think a lot of people want to go to Debo because of what he's been doing. That's why I like Ayuk. He costs more. That's why I like Ayuk. But this is an Ayuk game because Philly also played 32% man. And what does Ayuk do? He eats up man. And, Debo doesn't eat up man like Ayuk does.
Swame, do you like this game as much as Willie? Are you going to play your 49ers? Brock Purdy seems like a pretty good price, dude, at 6,100. They're almost begging you to play him. What are your thoughts on this one?
I see what you did there, Doc, and I like that little play on words. He does seem pretty good. But I tell you what, As far as, as much as Willie liked this game, not just no, but hell no. There's no way, not based off these prices. I don't care what coverage they play. I'm not paying 8,800. I'm not paying 73, 72, and I'm damn sure not playing 9,000. These prices are almost unplayable. You got Mr. Purdy at a great price. You got Mr. Samuels at a great price. Take the coupons, take the bargain, and get out of town. Don't look at this game too much. And oh, by the way, this is going to be a fist fight. And guess who I like in a fist fight? Debo Samuels. I think Ayuk's a good play too. Walls was on point with that one. But guess who I like in a fist fight? Give me Debo Samuels. And this is going to be a fist fight. This is going to be.
You said the same thing last week.
And last week, Buffalo was a fist fight.
Until halftime. And then it exploded.
Yeah, and then even then, the quarterbacks had huge games. And then you had Gabe
Davis.
Davis.
What we was talking about.
Everybody was talking about Diggs.
We talking about Allen. We talking about Allen. That's the guy we talked about. You needed to have Allen there. So I'm just saying, I got what you're saying, but I'm just saying this is not. I'm telling you, this is not a Debo game. This is an IU game.
Well, we won't know only hearing your side, Willie. It's okay to just let me finish. Thank you, Sid. So
yes,
everybody was all on. We said Allen, but we were talking about as far as a stack. I'm not saying there's not a piece here. There's a piece in these games, of course. These are big time games, but the piece wasn't Diggs. It wasn't a full stack. It wasn't Diggs, Kincaid, and Allen. You really just needed Allen. Same thing with Ertz. Yes, you was able to get somebody with him, but Jalen was doing all the dirty work, most of it himself. Each one of them took one guy with him, and that was it. That's the same thing I think here this week. You count on one guy going with him. I don't like a full stack, and I wouldn't have too much of this game. Be careful. This one will be another fist fight.
I'm confused here, guys, because I think if I play this game, I may just do a game stack. Like, I'm not going to mess around. Like, I'm going to do Purdy, maybe Ayuk, maybe Kittle, or maybe Purdy, McCaffrey, and A.J. Brown. I don't know. I think I just go all in because if I dip my toe in there, I think I'm going to be in trouble. You look at me like I'm crazy.
If you go game stack, you're going to be all out of money.
Right, but can I find A.T. Perry? Can I find Jonathan Mingo? I'm giving you just random names that I can use.
That's the guy who I'll be talking about later, Mr. Me.
Doc, I think you can, but the problem is in these type of games, why I call them fist fight? Because even in a fist fight, somebody's just going to come out bloody. So it's the Stephon Diggs play that was nowhere near value, right? If you had Davis, if you just took one little piece of it and you got out of town, you was fine. If you tried to stack it, that's where you got into trouble. And that's the kind of game I think this is.
All right, let's turn to the other big game that, look, I've been doing this a long time. How do you not play Tua, Tyreek, Waddle, and bring it back with somebody on Washington? It just seems to me like if you don't do something like this, maybe it doesn't have to be Waddle. Maybe it's Mostert. Maybe it's a Chan. But it's got to be a Miami stack here, Swame. Is this a fist fight? This doesn't seem like a fist fight. This seems like Washington's going to run away and try to play another day. You know what I'm saying?
No, this is less like a fist fight. This is closer to a track meet. These are the kind of games that we like. First of all, Vegas loves this game. But let me tell you why we love it. We don't love it. Please, until these guys are healthy, I am asking y'all humbly and respectfully to stop this, especially Mr. A-Train. Until he's healthy, until he can practice all week or something, we can't reliably depend on him at this point. He's banged up. He's trying to get in there, but not at his price. So for me, he's off the board. Now, we talked about this before, Doc. When we really like a game and we think it's a track meet, and I think I heard you mention this on First Look, let's look at the other side. Let's not just look at playing Tua, who's in a great position, and Tyreek, even though his price is sky high in a great position. How about coming back and taking Mr. Howe? Willie loves him. He called him Mahomes Jr. So why not take Mr. Howe, take one of his receivers, and then come back with Waddle or Williams? I like that side.
Or Waddle and Tyreek.
Exactly.
Willie, what about – so I think there are two ways to play this. I think you can play conservatively with Tua, but I do think with Swame, you take Howell, you take both Dolphins receivers, and you find your favorite Commanders receiver, and you hope it hits. And maybe if it does, you're getting Howell at 5% owned when other people are paying more. What do you think about this game?
I like it, but see, I'm going to be less. I'm going to be less on this one. I think Tyreek's a great play. You look at his. You look at his. Everybody's playing Tyreek. Everybody's playing Tyreek and Zach Moss. That's why I'm going different. That's why I like the San Francisco game, because like I said, this game you could take pieces. I love Howe. I'm not playing Tua. I'm playing Howe. If I'm going to play a quarterback, it will be Howe that I play, and I do like. And instead of paying up for Tyreek, I'm going Waddle. Okay. So, I mean, I'm going to have one lineup where I'm going to have Tyreek in there, but he is not a core for me this week. I'm not going to be.
All right, let's answer JS's question, Willie. Is it contrarian enough to stack Miami with no bring back?
You could.
Do I need a bring back?
No, you don't need to. You don't need to bring it back. It's not necessary.
I think you're going to be missing a lot of value. The Commanders receivers, you're getting good prices on all of them, and they can definitely go and put up 25-plus points. We've seen them do it almost every week. One of those jokers is showing up.
Yeah, but one of them. But you don't know. You don't know which one. Now, I think a guy that I think will be contrarian on the other side is something like a Gibson. It could be a Gibson type game if they're behind. Where he's getting a lot of reception and other things like this nature. But like I said, the Miami game, this is great. You're right. It's a track meet. But remember, it's going to be 37 degrees or 47 degrees. It's going to be in Washington. They're not playing in Miami. And another thing I'm going to say is I just think that they're going to beat them. They're going to beat them down so much, man. I don't know. I'm just not paying because everybody's paying up for Tyreek and Zach Moss.
All right, so let's talk about that, guys. Willie is 100% right. I would think at least 50% of lineups will be Tyreek and Zach Moss. So look, there's two ways to approach this, Swame. You either do it because if you don't, you're going to lose, or you fade it, and if it goes off, you're going to lose. But if one of those guys gets hurt or one of those guys doesn't explode, you've separated yourself from your competition. What's your thoughts? Which direction are you going?
First, I'm going to respectfully disagree with the ownership. I think Moss could get up there at Tyreek Hill's price. I just don't think he's going to get up around 50%. I don't know what you guys are saying as far. I'm seeing 24, and I still think a little bit high, but there's no way you're seeing 50% anywhere across the industry for Tyreek Hill at 10,000, 9,600.
But Zach Moss is going to be 55% rostered.
Moss for sure is going to be 55. Tyreek Hill will not.
So if Tyreek Hill is 30%, which is fair, you're still paying 30 and 55. Those are big numbers.
Yeah, but I think what you're paying for is the possibility to go for 40, right? It's not a lot of folks. If you look at this slate, there's not a lot of those type of possibilities on the slate. So what you're paying for is the fact that the Commanders have been awful. They haven't really stopped nobody, and this guy hasn't been stopped by anybody, right? So even his floor game is still, I think, enough for people to pay up when you're getting value like Moss on the slate.
Willie, are you going to put both those guys in your lineup, or are you fading them both?
I'm not fading. I'm playing Moss. I'm playing. Let me tell you that right now. Mr. Moss is hi, Mr. Moss. Hey, yeah, you just stay right in my lineup right over there. Tariq is the guy that I'm not going to be playing. I'm going to have one lineup with Tariq. I'm going to have one. I'm going to do one, but Tariq is going to be a fade for me. I can turn my thing off. He can have 60 points at halftime against the Commanders. So I'm just saying, but I'm just not going to pay that. I'm going to be going elsewhere.
The problem with Moss is this: if he was 5,600, I could pivot. At 4,600, there's no pivots. There's just nowhere to go. Who am I going with? Tyler Algier? I mean, I'm looking at it right here. It's Algier, it's Antonio Gibson, it's Pirine, it's Hunt. I mean, it's disgusting. There's nowhere else to go. So I just feel like I need to eat that chalk, whether it tastes crappy or not.
Especially when he had 36 points and almost 200 yards, right? And 2 touchdowns. So it's not like we're saying what he might do. We're actually saying, hey, he's already played the Titans this year. Week 5, he had 36 fantasy points. So it's very difficult to get away from, somebody who you think, even if he gets half that at 4,600, he's still a great play.
Let's answer JS's question, because I think it maybe is the most burning question on this slate. Let's assume that JS plays Hill and Moss. How do you get different otherwise, guys? Willie, how do you get different? If you start your lineups with Hill and Moss, how do you get different elsewhere?
Listen, I mean, it's not really about being different because it only takes one person to be different. You know what I mean? You can have some chalk and say, for instance, you have like Mingo at 3,300. Who's going to play Mingo? He hasn't been in the end zone yet, but you can see stuff is starting to tick up. And I think this might be the week that Mingo gets in the end zone. And if Mingo at 3,300, I know. I mean, hey, I'm just saying, sir.
Dingleberry. That's what
hey, listen. You listen. You know, Mingo.
Well, the thing about Mingo is it gets you off A.T. Perry chalk, right? That's the one thing about Mingo. Because if you go Tyreek, Moss, everybody's going to put A.T. Perry in that lineup. If you go to Mingo, at least you're differentiating yourself.
I just think you could. I think they might be just trying to go younger to get him more because he had ran more routes last week than he ever has, and I just think that it's time. I mean, listen, Thielen did his thing, you know, but goddamn, you got to start looking towards the future, man. And it ain't
totally agree. I think Mingo's a great play. Great play.
Doc, first of all, let me please, gentlemen, allow me to pause. I need to read my apology to the fans. I want to apologize to everyone out there for Adam Thielen last week. I didn't see this coming. I had a talk with both his offense coordinator, his quarterback, the offensive line coach, the head coach, and the GM. It wasn't nice. I let them know exactly how we felt here, and I let them know going forward it's going to be very difficult for me to mention them from a DFS perspective. All right, now back to our regularly scheduled program. Now, with that being said, if I don't trust Adam Thielen, who's done something in this league, who's produced this week, and I don't trust his quarterback and his offensive line with Adam Thielen, I cannot mention responsibly, I can't mention another Panther. I'll stop there regardless of price.
Yeah, but Tampa Bay's defense, dude, everybody's hurt. Literally. I mean, they have three. Devin White is out. Levante David is out. Jamel Dean is out. They're all out again, and they were not good last week.
Hey, grow some. Grow some. You need to grow some, sir. It's going to happen. One time he's going to hit. It's this Mingo week to hit.
I got a guy for you later on, Willie, that you're going to be like, really? And I'm going to tell you, this guy could hit this week. Just hear me out. All right.
He been hitting the head. That's his problem.
All right, let me ask you this. We mentioned these two games. I'm going to mention two other games that I think definitely need to be in play. Denver, Houston. Any interest in this game, Willie? This game's 47.5. Vegas likes this game. Does Willie Walls like this game?
Yeah, I mean, I won't be playing the normal people like Dale. I don't like when you got a wrist and some stuff going on right there, you know. So I'm not gonna be paying up for that rascal. But I think if Noah Brown plays, I'll be interested in Noah Brown. You know, if he plays, I'm not sure he's gonna play. You know, the guy that's been doing pretty well that people are now looking at is like Singletary. I mean, Singletary actually has been playing pretty well, and that's what I was trying to tell you beforehand that was his backfield. And you see, though, even though Pierce came back, who got most of the carries last week? Mr.
No, you're 100% right about that. 100% right about that. Do you like? Dalton Schultz is out this week, so you mentioned Brevin Jordan before. Remember, Denver is disgusting against tight ends.
Yeah, I do. I mean, you can play Brevin Jordan this game, man. And remember, that's why Schultz didn't get as much run because Brevin Jordan was back. And this is a perfect opportunity to get a chance to use somebody. Just like last week, it was what a Freiermuth that went nuts last week. You know,
I told you guys Freiermuth, right? I said Freiermuth was going to win somebody money.
Yeah, you know, so why can't it be Brevin Jordan? You got one. This quarterback right here can ball. You know, so that's one thing you know. And then
what about the other side of the game, Swame? What about the Russell Wilson side? I mean, Houston's not so good on defense. They're okay, but they're not great.
I think Houston's a little bit scrappy. I think that this game is going to go under. Vegas likes this game, and I talked to the folks out there in Vegas. I wanted to know what they knew. They like this game a lot more than me. This week, I just think that Denver's defense hasn't recovered in the hearts and minds of Vegas like they have on the football field. Denver's defense and the Broncos are playing much better, but I feel like they're still getting kind of all of the algorithms still have them stuck in the week that the Miami Dolphins lit them up. That's not the same team that's been playing the last 5 weeks, and that's not the same team that Houston's going to face this week. And then on the other side, Houston's been slowed down by some injuries. They got that running back there who's been ineffective again. And the moment they start splitting carries, lo and behold, they became ineffective again running the ball. So because of that reason, I think it's going to go under. Even if the teams move the ball between the 20s, this could be the kickers getting a little bit involved, meaning they might get in his zone once or twice, but it'll be 2 or 3 kicks. So for that reason, I don't know. But if you ask me, Doc, I'd probably take man, I don't know why Romy got this in my head. I'll probably take Wilson with Sutton, and then maybe come back with Collins. But that's about it. I'm reluctant on anything else.
All right, let me ask you guys another game here. There's another game that is very high total that is so under the radar right now. Detroit against New Orleans is a 47. Okay, now here's what's interesting. Olave may not play. Shaheed's not going to play. And they still, Michael Thomas is not playing. And they still have a 47 on this game. That's a pretty high number considering that the Saints are missing multiple people. Vegas must be thinking something here. A, are the Saints sneaky? And B, maybe we're missing the fact that the Lions could explode in this game. They've had some bad couple of games here. Is this a Gibbs, St. Brown type of game, Willie? Do you like this game at all?
Olave's playing. You know, I mean, he has this one.
Mark, you know that for sure?
Yeah, I mean, Olave should be playing.
Did he call you up and say he's playing?
No, I mean, he was a full participant today.
Yeah, but he didn't get cleared yet.
I know he didn't get killed. He got one more thing, but I think Olave is a play. See, this, you know, I'm going to get rid of. I'm not playing this AT Perry guy. I know people are talking about AT Perry, but I'm not playing him. But now this is the type of game, the type of coverage they run is the Saints run a cover 1 and cover 3. Okay, that's what St. Brown eats this up. This is the kind of coverage he has. So if I was going to a receiver, it would be St. Brown, and I think interesting stack would be Olave and St. Brown, because a lot of people will be scared to play Olave because of what happened, and you saw what happened in that Green Bay game. So Detroit's defense has been a little lacking lately. So this could be one of those things that shoot out. But I mean, I'm not going to be too high on this game. But I mean, St. Brown is. I mean, but he is a play because the kind of coverage that New Orleans play, he eats up.
What is Olave's price?
He's like 6,300.
No, he was 69, I believe. Let me double check.
Is he 69?
69.
He's 69. He's 69?
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah. Never mind.
I mean, that feels high, but I'm with you that it feels different, right? It feels different. All right. Let me ask you just some other players here. The Pittsburgh game. Pittsburgh. Go ahead.
Because I don't agree with Willie, Doc. I think he's a little bit off here, especially with this game. First, I think Olave, who hasn't cleared, remember, he's dealt with some concussions before. This is kind of a thing for him. So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that will be cleared. The second, A.T. Perry is a player. You might want to look at him. He's big, he's physical.
He was good at Wake Forest.
He can catch the ball. I watched a lot of film on him. I would not just rule him out. If Olave doesn't go, he is.
If Olave plays, that's what I'm telling you. I'm assuming Olave is playing.
Even if Olave plays, he's that interested at 3,300.
Can I give you 2 names, please? One, Alvin Kamara. Kamara can go 10 for 80 just on receptions alone. Is he in the discussion, Swami?
I think Kamara is very interesting because of the stuff that he get out the backfield, and he's been consistently involved. But I think as his price has rose, I just feel like you're getting better value at running back. And so for that reason, I'm out.
Let me give you a guy, Willie, that you're going to hate, but he may win you this week. Taysom Hill. How many tight ends put up 20 points? You want to take down $1 million. You're going to need 20 points from a tight end, Willie, and Taysom Hill can do it.
At 5,200, I'm out.
Taysom Hill. That's his tell, Doc. When he scratches his neck, it's like in poker. That's his tell.
Listen, he got to beat me. Taysom.
Billy gets 5,200. He starts shaking. He's like, no.
I said, you 50 now. If he was 43, yeah, but 52, no, thank you.
All right, let's get to a game here with the Cardinals against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pat Freiermuth won people money. George Pickens feels 52 weeks pregnant, Willie. Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, everybody can run on the Cardinals. Everybody runs on the Cardinals. Why are we not thinking Steelers stack? Willie, are you thinking Steelers stack?
I think this is the type of game where you could play both backs. I think both backs could get there in this game. I really do. I think lately they've been getting them over 150 yards a game. I think both backs, I mean, I know I see what you're going with the quarterback, but I'm going to pass on them. But the ones I'm interested in this game, I think both backs is an interesting stack by putting them both together if you want to. That will be different. That will be different if you want to play that. And but it goes to show you what coaching would do. They got a different coach, they got a different perspective, and now all of a sudden the guys is seeing something. So if this is the type of game that if you're going to go with them there, if you can't do it against Arizona is horrible. So you got to do it against Arizona. But I just think that they're going to be like that. But I just think both backs are interested to me in this game. You can pick one, or I'm gonna have one or two lineups where I have both of them in there.
Swame, there's a chance Trey McBride may miss this week. We won't know to the last second. Willie's guy, Dortch, will probably play. Hollywood Brown has not done anything in what feels like months. I think the Steelers secondary kind of stinks. Do you like any of these sneaky Cardinals plays?
Absolutely not. Not sure what Willie's talking about. Not just no Doc, but hell no. First of all, no big plays. Definitely none coming out the backfield. Wilson's not there. Brown's been banged up, especially if McBride isn't there. They're coming out there with one arm tied behind their back against the Steelers defense that is pretty aggressive. They might not necessarily be the Steelers of old. They might not be, they might not look like they are formidable, but they are. And especially at home, this Cardinals team isn't impressive. And on the other side, I feel like the Steelers going ground and pound. They're going to get both of their running backs involved. They're probably going to keep them still around 12, 15 touches each. And they're going to find a way to get out of here in a low-scoring game. And because it's low-scoring, I'm not interested in the stat.
All right. Is there another game? I don't think so. Atlanta Jets.
No.
How about the Chargers, New England? Do we like Stevenson? Do we like Keenan Allen? Anybody there?
I'm not going to be paying $9,000 for Keenan Allen. That's a hefty price. Stevenson is interesting. Stevenson is interesting, but I'm not paying $9,000 for Keenan Allen.
Stevenson's a little bit more than interesting, Doc. I like Stevenson a lot. He's one of those guys in strong consideration. I would put him, White. I would even be interested in maybe Breece Hall. I know y'all mentioned another game. I think those three could be interesting.
How about Bijan? How about Bijan Robinson?
I think Bijan is a man of interest after last week. I still don't have a lot of confidence in the Falcons' offense, and I got a little bit more confidence in the Jets' defense, but I think he's viable.
All right, JS says, need your opinion. Tua, Singletary, Moss, Tyreek, Waddle, Mingo, Taysom Hill, A.T. Perry, Pat's defense. Like or hate?
Pat's defense?
Against the Chargers?
I don't hate the Patriots defense at all. Justin Herbert makes mistakes.
Yeah, he does, but I'm not playing the Patriots defense.
Would you not play I don't think I play Taysom Hill and Perry in that lineup together.
Yeah, I'm struggling with Taysom Hill and Perry, and because I thought that T Hill was Tyreek. I was loving this thing, and I see Hill was already up there. So then you got
I'm good with Tua, Singletary, Moss, Tyreek, Waddle, and Mingo. I'm good with that.
I'm not good with Singletary. Not with that.
Who's on the other Hill? Oh, that's Taysom. Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, not with. How much is Singletary?
Good question. One moment, please.
Is he 59?
Singletary is 59. So I'd rather have Ramondre Stevenson, I think, for 6. I'd rather have Bijan at 61. I'd rather have Rashad White at 63.
Listen,
like
Rashad White, by the way, is a lock. Okay, he's a lock on this slate. I'm not even. He's a lock. You know,
He is a lock. So you'd be Moss, Rashad White, lock him in.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yes.
Now let me ask you something here. Last week they were on the 1 yard line multiple times.
It was awful.
Awful. The scream you heard was me in my house down here in South Florida because I could not imagine how they did not hand the ball off to this guy one freaking time.
But I was encouraged. I was encouraged by the way he ran that ball. He had over 100 yards. I mean, Rashad has been picking it up. And if you got him in the league,
he did his job. He did his
job.
No,
but what I'm saying is his line is terrible in run blocking. He's starting to even pick it up and getting run yards. I mean, you can see that he's getting more confidence and he's getting better. Listen, as long as they got him at that price, I'm locking him in.
But to speak to JS lineup, Doc, before I put Taysom Hill in there and Perry, I would go down to Jordan, even though I don't love any of the tight ends there. I might play Brevin Jordan and then play another running back in that flex as opposed to going.
I think if you play Brevin Jordan, you're going to get 4.2 points and lose.
I agree. Or less. I don't think they go to tight end that much. But I think that's better than having 3 things that I don't like. I'm trying to get them to 1 that I don't like.
Right. I feel that way too. It's like my basketball lineup tonight. I'm trying to have 1 guy I hate, not 4. Even though I hate Kyrie Irving more than any MF alive.
Don't even mention his name.
His name is stricken from our books here. All right. All right, Willie, give me this. I'm giving you $100 bill. You got to put a stack down. Who's the stack, Jack?
I told you. Give me Purdy. Give me Purdy. Give me Ayuk. Ayuk is on fire, and give me Kittle.
Swame, who's your stack?
He messed it up. You're supposed to say Ayuk. Ayuk is on fire anyway. He jacked it all up. For my Chris Hunt this week, I won't put you guys to sleep. I'm going with Sam Howell, McLaurin, and I think I'm going back and forth between Dobson or Samuel, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to do the full one because I'm getting good price on both of them, and I want to bring it back with Tyreek Hill or Waddle.
Both or one?
One or both.
I kind of love that. You know what? That is as contrarian can be, and just say, let's let this game just open up the skies, let the points roll in, and maybe you get lucky. But because I think you're going to have 2 of those guys because you don't know who Howell's going to throw it to.
But it's going to be points here for sure, and at a minimum, it's going to be a bunch of targets. Remember, both of these passing games, they are short, intermediate, and deep. So you're getting it at all 3 levels. So they're going to get some dump offs. They're going to maybe some screens, quick passes, stuff over the middle, and the big plays. So this game had home run written all over it, and I want part of that. Not that slugfest Willie keep talking about.
All right, you keep talking about that. Your stuff is going to be the slugfest, and the other one is one going to go off. Because you're talking about Mr. Howell. I understand. But this bastard, he's like Carey. He could turn on.
He's got bragging rights this week, Doc, because
of Miami's defense. Okay, we'll see.
Because of Thielen. He had about a 210 score last week in FanDuel, so he's got bragging rights.
Look, the right answer to me is, of course, Tua with Waddle and Hill. But my super sneaky contrarian stack, don't play this unless you really like lighting money on fire, is my Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown stack.
But can I tell you about the Tua thing? Look at Tua's home road split. It's not as sexy as you might think. That's why I said Sam Howell at home, especially Ross talked about the weather. It just seems like a little bit, I don't want to use the word safe. It sounds like a sound play.
No, but what I like about the Howell play is you get the mobility because Tua's not running for a touchdown, and you're still getting Tyreek and Waddle involved. You're getting it, but you're not getting it that way.
Right, because whether they're behind or ahead, Tyreek Hill, they're going to be involved in the game for sure.
Right. No, makes total sense.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. They taking all your money. I wouldn't play both of them. I'm not playing both of them.
Are we getting the
I'm
value?
gonna have, if I do it, it'll be one time because it's just a game stack. But I'm just not. They take too much of your money, and I don't like Tua. I don't like Tua in this game.
With the Commanders side of it, none of their receivers is more than 5,500. You got two of them costing you 46 and 41 respectively. So and then be getting bargain with Moss in the lineup, and we in Doc like A.T. Perry. You still got Dortch out there that's available. We got options.
There's more options this week than there's been in a long time. You got Dortch, you got Mingo, you got A.T. Perry. There's probably another one or two guys I can find you that don't suck as well.
I understand, but I'm just saying. But when you playing, if first of all, see, this is the thing that you got to look at. If you're not even feeling Tua like that, why are you playing both as receivers? That don't make sense.
Because Tyreek Hill.
No, it don't make sense. If you don't like Tua, why are you playing both of those receivers? Because you got to play Tua.
I said because his split is different, it's a more sound play to go with Howell.
I understand, but what I'm saying is, to me, if you like the quarterback like that, I will play his two receivers.
But here's what we learned, Willie. Okay, and by the way, JS, I don't disagree with you. This does feel like a tricky week. We learned last week you win tournaments with rushing quarterbacks who can also throw. Allen, Hurts. I love Brock Purdy. But is he going to run me a touchdown? Maybe, maybe not. I need everybody to run me a touchdown on that team, right? Hurts will, right? Sam Howell will. Tua is not running anywhere, literally.
I get it, but all I'm saying to you is, and Howell didn't run nowhere last week against Dallas. Okay, he didn't run nowhere.
Dallas ain't Miami. Miami stinks on defense.
Come on, man. That's a terrible argument.
Well, I tell you what, they lost an important guy. That lineman they lost. That was a big loss for them.
Miami?
Yeah, they lost him. I forgot the guy's name.
Was it Phillips, right?
Yeah, Phillips Cabal.
Yeah, Phillips is legit. I mean, look, and Javon Holland is questionable. If Javon Holland doesn't play, Javon Holland is good. If he's out, better.
Question. Two receivers, no question. I want two of them.
I'm telling you that right now. And Holland has a chance to play Sunday. That's the game that I'm waiting for the actors, and I'm switching my rosters around. All right. Balls to the walls call from my man Willie Walls. Who do you like?
Mingo. Mr. Mingo for Carolina. I like him this week.
I do too. But I'm going to give you a guy, Willie, that you're not expecting. Are you ready? Hold the gag reflex. Swame, you're going to vomit more when you hear this name. Marvin Mims is going to catch a long touchdown pass from Russell Wilson.
You mean Marvin Mims?
More than ever.
Marvin Mims?
Right there, the cat is going to catch it right there and run for a touchdown. Swami, who you got?
Give me Dotson, Washington wide receiver.
Dotson disappears, not this week, right?
He disappears, bro. He's a magician.
That's why I said I think he's due. When you talk about projecting forward, we know what he can do. If this game goes like we talked about with the theory, I think he got a shot. I think we hoping those guys y'all mentioned get a catch. I'm talking about my guy taking something down.
And sometimes he don't get a catch, and he costs a lot. He goes
0 for 0, Swami. But the problem is, you know what? Maybe can I say something? I can understand why people benched DK Metcalf yesterday because he was so bad. Dotson last week, didn't he go 0 for 0?
Yeah, he was pretty bad.
Maybe this is the week that he rebounds. Maybe they wake up and they remember him.
Be out in front of it because everybody's thinking like the guy in that box right there.
Oh, excuse me, sir. No, nobody talk about Mingo this week. Shut your mouth.
That's why they call.
No, he's not. Mingo is 1% on. Just like we had Dortch last week.
He should
this week, and Dortch is still a play this week.
Dortch is in play this week. I think Mingo is absolutely on my list. Mims is on my list. All A.T. Perry, all these guys. Because look, here's what you need. If A.T. Perry gets one catch for 40 yards and a touchdown, you got 11 points. Boom. You got a little fire symbol next to your dude.
I need to put a stamp on wall that say "Made in China." That's where I think they make the best blackboards, because I think they got a factory where they make these huge chalkboards, because that's what Walls is, Mr. Chalk.
Excuse me. You talk about chalk? Mingo is not chalk. Mingo's not even what are you talking about? You're the chalkiest guy. You in your chalky article. Chalky.
This what he do, Doc. He'll name a bunch of players that are
chalky.
He'll name a bunch of players that are chalk, and then he'll throw one guy out that's not.
No, sir. No, sir. Ayuk is not chalk this week.
Ayuk is not chalk this week.
The people like you are going to go back to Deebo Samuel. Not the week.
I like Deebo Samuel too, by the way.
I like Deebo a lot. Anytime it's a scrap, Deebo is your guy.
And when was the last? Do you know when Deebo had his last receiving touchdown? Against the Giants, like week 3. He is due.
Dude.
D-O-O-D-O-O.
No, he had his week last week. This week is Ayuk. Ayuk is on fire. We don't need no burn.
I don't know what he just said there. All right. I have no clue what Willie just said.
Because I wasn't going to cuss. That's why
you
I
don't
stopped.
want to know, Doc, because he likes school on Saturday. No play.
I did not want to cuss, sir.
All right. I appreciate you guys. Good luck to everybody out there. For Doc, Willie, and Swame, we say be well and take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drrodo.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.